I've been receiving a lot of questions like this, like how did you do it? Do you ever talk to, yourself from the past? A lot of new people here. So how did I lose weight? Well, let me just tell you a little bit about my story. I have been trying to lose weight my whole life, ever since grade school. I always had a problem with overeating. That turned into a lot of binge eating. That turned into a food addiction eventually, to where I was addicted to certain substances, just like an alcoholic is to alcohol. And my father was actually an alcoholic, and he fought addiction his whole life. I was, with him in and out of AA and all of the different meetings and, the relapses and everything else. And so I saw firsthand exactly what addiction was and exactly what it could do to someone's life. And because of that, I always avoided alcohol and was very cautious around it. But what I didn't realize is that I had a different addiction, and it was ruining my life just the same, and it was actually putting me on a path for a very early grave. And once I finally accepted that fact and stopped trying to heal my relationship with my trigger substances, which is processed sugar, that is when I finally was able to reach a place that I called food tranquility, where I no longer had the unending urge to binge eat. Now, that is not for everyone. A lot of people have binge eating disorder, which you can heal your relationship with your food, and that is kind of what the goal should be. But there are food addicts out there like me, people who shake when they hold it, people that have to throw it down the garbage disposal or pour hot sauce on it, because if they don't, they'll dig it out of the trash and eat it again. People who the very thought of that substance starts dynamite, is how I explain it, in my brain that doesn't stop. Just having a little bit on accident can set me off for, weeks of where I'm wanting to overeat. And that's a very slippery slope, because once the bottom falls out of that, I can put on massive amounts of weight really quick, no matter what. Now, I've been in abstinence from my trigger substance for 7 years, which means I have not had, I'm going to list some trigger foods. If you're sensitive, close your ears. I have not had a Reese's. These are my trigger foods. A Reese's, a Kit Kat. I've not had Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles. I've not had ice cream blizzards. I've not had any of these heavily processed sugar containing items in 7 years. I drew a line and I do not cross it, just like an alcoholic would not have a drink on the weekend. So how did I do it overall? How can this help you if you're not a food addict, or if you are? Well, if you are a food addict, what I would say is eliminate the trigger substance from your life. If it sets you off, then you need to get rid of it. And if you don't know if you have a food addiction or an eating disorder, I would say to get rid of it. And then once you're in a stable place, which for me, it was the first time in my life I had ever gotten to a stable place in 2017, when I finally gave up processed sugar and eliminated it out of my diet, you will know the difference. So if you eat something that starts to upset that balance, that is not for you. Now, if you just are wanting to lose weight, a lot of the things I learned were things that anyone can use on their weight loss journey. I'm sorry, I'm 3 minutes into this before I got to this part, but I had to give some background so you know where I'm coming from. But taking small steps. Everyone wants to, they're living their life completely one way, and they think that they got to do this. They got to exercise 6 times a week. They've got to eat, 1,300 calories or perfect, and, just go from here to here. And what you actually have to do in order to maintain the lifestyle as someone who's regained 250 pounds is you got to find a middle ground, something that you can be happy with, something that suits your lifestyle, and something that is going to leave you satisfied and fulfilled while meeting your calorie goals. And you can't do that overnight. That's not possible to learn. If you already knew it, you would already be doing it, right? So this is a learning process. The weight loss process is a learning process to learn your new lifestyle, because you have to eat that way to maintain it. You can't just do it to lose weight. What you do to lose weight, you're going to have to do to maintain. And some of the times when you're losing weight, especially at the beginning, if you have a lot of weight to lose, what you're doing then will not sustain it, because you're going to have to eat even less than that. So I like to take small steps, focus on the process, not the scale, not, imaginary numbers, not things in the future, but where you're at right now, which starts with forgiving yourself for everything you've done. Because in order to go through this process and learn the new lifestyle, you cannot be beating yourself up every single week at the end of the week. I didn't do this right. I didn't, it's just overly criticizing yourself to a point where you eventually give up and you end up in the other place. So in order to stop from doing that, I say make small changes, be very kind to yourself, to forgive yourself, and to focus on the process, and take each day one step at a time. If you mess up, you do the next right thing. It's always right where you are. You don't wait till tomorrow. You don't wait till the first of the month. You don't wait till Monday. This is a process, and things are going to come up. Tragedy is going to come up. Events are going to come up. Birthdays, holidays. You have to learn how to circumnavigate those. In order to do that, it's better to get in there. Someone said, take messy action, get in there and learn it. That's how you learn, right? So it's just a process. It's a slow process, and overall advice, I would say add protein to your diet. If there are trigger foods that set you off, find a way to make them healthier and something that you can have and still satisfies you. And just keep on taking that step every day. Do not compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself to yourself from yesterday. Am I getting a little bit better? And if the answer to that is yes, then you have to be kind to yourself. You have to take it easy on yourself. You can't get in a hurry. Now realize you did not get this way overnight, and you're not going to undo it overnight. It's better to focus on the process and focus on, reassuring yourself without any outside interference. You don't need the scale to tell you you're doing a good job. You don't need a personal trainer to tell you you do a good job. No one's going to know that better than you. So, right, you know what you used to do. Now, if you're making progress and you're getting better, then that's all that matters. Because if you keep on doing that and you never give up and you keep taking those steps, you're going to get to where you want to be, and probably beyond, probably more than you can even imagine. I know that's what happened with me. I never thought that I would be where I'm at right now. I hoped and I wished, but I never saw the way to get there because I couldn't have seen the way to get there from there. I just had to take one step at a time. And as you take those steps, other paths will open up. I hope this helped. Kind of a little bit long, but hey, my journey was pretty long.